What's up, guys? HD Motorsports here, bringing you another broadcast of the NNR Racing League. Tonight, the boys go to the Watkins, Glen. We're fixing to make some right turns, Pete, and after last week at Pocono, tempers are flaring. Going to be an interesting race to see. I know we got some guys like Rowdy and Dohar who were going at it last race. Can't forget about Carroll. He was going at it with Sterlo. Luckily, Sterlo's not here tonight because Carroll might knock him into next week. But hey, that's racing. That's part of it. So coming into Watkins, Glen, who is your favorite?
Well, a lot of these guys ran some pretty hefty practice laps. I mean, I saw Jose running laps. I saw CGMX Rose, Rowdy, Knights, Coey. Moore ran a ton of laps. I think the 11's probably going to pull this one off tonight.
The young gun CGMX Rose is going to be your pick. Well, I can't not pick him. More smoke, I guess. I mean, the man said it last week. He definitely didn't have the best car, but he ended up pulling it off. Hey, you can never throw the man of the hour, the man of the league, the man with the points league, a more smoke out of the equation. But there's that 21 of God power with the pole position. Gonna start out there with the 18 of D4C Rowdy, who's gonna be starting P2 on the inside.
Rowdy on the inside. I thought it was Jose 720. I guess I was seeing something else. Maybe it was after qualifying was done. Someone backed out, maybe. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race. No matter who's where. I can't wait.
I mean, it's probably me seeing something else. No, I think you're right. I think Rowdy was just taking a little detour out there. He went to show off his speed early on, but I believe that's the 37 of Pro Viper, if I'm not mistaken, be starting P2 then.
Yep, yeah, it is. All right, I got your stream up. Everything looks good. I've got Rowdy's stream up, so I'll be able to keep up with laps and any incidents that he may come across and who he's lapping. He's going to be quick. So, yeah, they're on their pace lap, getting ready to take the green, and, man, I'm excited for this one.
Hey, it's always exciting when you take NASCARs to a track we have to make right turns, because who knows who can make that right turn? But here we go. We're underway with God Power, taking us to the green at Watkins, Glen, going down to that tricky turn one, and this is where things can get a little messy quick. But God Power is going to move out to the lead. He's going to wash it out. Jose 720 taking the detour out to the wall.
3 and 4 wide coming off of 1. And then they're gonna have to figure out a way to get the single file going through the S's towards the bus stop, and really there it's going to be all about who can outbrake who without getting into them.
Oh yeah, as we got a quick one moving up to P2, it's gonna be Rowdy on the inside of Pro Viper. He's gonna lose a few positions off the jump here, go back up into the track, hit Heated Snowman. Pro Viper losing positions fast through the bus stop.
Yeah, that grass will slow you down every time.
As we're going to go back just a little farther, Dohar and Jose 720 are side by side coming down to the last turns of the first lap, and they're still side by side. Jose is going to have the preferred line this time by, but Dohar with a power move on the outside to the front stretch. Start-finish line.
Yeah, he might have got a little bit of damage scrubbing up against that wall, but Dohar had the race won last week on fuel mileage and speed. He was definitely holding the 18 off in late stages. I don't think he's going to be able to do much with fuel mileage tonight, though.
Jose 720 getting back up in the mix with Pro Viper. We got the Aviator as well inside the top 5 with the More Smoke trailing this pack. More Smoke said he's not fast, but he's going to fight himself towards the front early on. But actually, early on, the 21 of God Power has checked out. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Wreck in the back. Just before the bus stop, everybody's going around. That's
the 12, the 11, 24, 88, all front end damage.
Yeah, well, here's their chance for everybody to try to fix some of that damage, get a little bit of tuning in, and see how this works. I know the 18 was starting off on a really loose preset. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. Hopefully, he doesn't make it too loose.
Yeah, loose is faster. You got to turn right, man.
Oh, yeah, loose is definitely fast, but we've all seen what happens when they make them a little too loose.
I'll tell you what, this caution is brought to you by HD's Water Break. HD's about to go grab a Deer Park water. Fresh Deer Park water out of the pack of 24. So, Knights, take it away.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. H2O! All right, taking it back to their pace lap. The 18's gonna start in P1, and you got looks like you got the 20 to his inside. We haven't really talked about Ingalls at all yet, but he's always quick.
All right, HD is back. Look at that. We got a shake-up in the front of the field. I think the 18, 20, 37 all ended up staying out, I would imagine, or took no tires. I'm going to go with that theory.
Yeah, probably no tires. When I was talking to a more pre-race, he said that if caution came out, he was not going to pit. So he might be trying that early.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I took a nap today.
Mm-hmm.
It's become a ritual now. After work, taking a nap, and I woke up. It was like 7:58. I look at the clock and I started freaking out, thinking I was late for work. And then I realized, oh, it's still freaking Thursday. And I got to race a broadcast in like a half hour.
Boy. Yeah, nope, been there, especially with the night shift that I pull. Like after this race, I'll making a pot of coffee and heading in. So you got the 18, 20, 37, and there's a more in that 42 behind him. You got God Power, and then you got the 40 of Dohar. Yep, the 17 of the Aviator. Aviator's going to be interesting to see if he's able to complete the road course sweep. He won Sonoma in pretty dominant fashion, but he hasn't had a taste of clean air yet.
Man, about middle of the pack right now. I'll tell you, the driver that's having a good drive so far early on is going to be the 37 of Pro Viper. He's had a rough couple weeks here, but as Rowdy's going to take him down the front stretch to the not checker flag just yet, HD, to the green flag. Rowdy is underway as they are still going to be side by side, coming down to turn one.
Oh, I think Ingles cut him a break right there. And Ingles hit that inside wall. He's going to lose a bunch of positions, and Rowdy is going to lead the 37 of Pro Viper with 21 of God Power right behind him.
Yeah, 37 of Pro Viper is going to slap the wall coming up the hill, and that's going to allow the 21 of Pro Viper to squeeze by him for a P2. He's got that 18 in his sights.
Yes, he does. So he got the 18, 21, 37. There's 42, and Dohar took it real wide through the bus stop heading into the carousel.
I think Dohar said he put my mud tires on. I'm going to take it through the grass real quick. Not the quickest way around as he's going to lose a spot to the 17 of the Aviator. Aviator putting pressure on the 37 of Pro Viper down the backstretch into one of the last two turns. He's going to file back in line, but the eyes are going to have to be on the 18 and the 21. Now, before that caution came out, the 21 of Pro Viper was starting to drive away from this bad boy. Be interesting to see if he can catch the 18 of Rowdy and pass him. Coming down to turn one, Rowdy's going to get a nice, clean entry, but it looks like the 21's going to get a better entry as he has closed the gap even more. He's about 2 car lengths out of first.
Yeah, Rowdy's really booking it. He is hustling that car. Oh, he slammed that wall. And I think the game just kicked me out of the race. So, okay, so I will pick it back up off of Rowdy's stream. Can you send me an invite, please?
Yes,
I lost connection to multiplayer.
Oh, man, I got to find you. I got too many friends on my list. Yeah, is it any weird? Is it just Pete? What is it?
It starts X's. XX, repeat.
All the way down. There we are.
Thank you.
Fight to game. No, make this a little easier. How about this? How about this? Change friendships. We'll add you to the favorites.
And I'll return the favor once we're Done with this. All right, so yep, I'm loading back in, and as I'm taking a look at Rowdy's stream, he's definitely still holding on to that top spot, and it doesn't look like the 21's really gained on him all that much. It looks like they've actually separated themselves from third place, though.
Well, they definitely separated themselves from third place and everything. It looks like the 18 of Rowdy might have pulled a half a car length on the 21. Let's go ahead and bounce around the field here just a bit, as it looks like we got a nice little battle coming up into the bus stop side by side. It's going to be the 51 a string with the 20 a heated snowman. Looks like, who is this? 43 of Jose 720 and the 40 of Dohar is in this mix. So we got a little 4-car battle here just outside the top 5, I might say.
Yeah, just same thing with the 37 and the 17. They're side by side going into the second to last turn, and they're actually racing each other really hard, really clean. You mentioned Dohar and String a minute ago. They were side by side going through the bus stop a couple laps back. I was kind of curious to see how that was going to pan out, but it looks like they kind of gave way to each other. But yeah, the 37, 17, and I think that was just the 20 of Ingall's behind them.
Yeah, the 37 of Pro Viper was able to get by the Aviator as they go up the S's down into the bus stop. Both of them nailed the turn right there. The only thing is the Aviator's going to get that little bit of draft. Let's see if he's going to dive that thing in there. He's looking to the inside, thinks better of it. That's a pretty good move. You'd rather get a good entry. And it looks like the 37, really good, strong entry. He was able to pull about a car length and a half on the 17 of Aviator. But Aviator, with the very good carousel, is going to close that gap back down.
Yeah, Moore is pulling a Dan the Lawn Man, or not a Moore, Pro Viper. He's making sure he's got his tire track set up for the next lap around through that bus stop. But yeah, the 17's right on his heels, and well, that's one thing about Pro Viper. He really likes the Glen. No matter what league it is, he's always wanting to race some road courses.
Yeah, we got a little battle right here in the back. The pack of more smoke is trying to get by Carroll. Carroll, I think, is just going to let him go by as he's going to dive to the inside. He's going to check that bad boy up, and D-Force Sigma is looking to make a power move on the outside.
Well, Carroll definitely paid him a favor right there and didn't squeeze him too high up the track. He could have really did some damage to the front end of the 88 if he wanted to put him head on into that wall.
And we're going to keep our eyes on this battle for at least the remainder of the lap or until something breaks. Sigma diving that bad boy in the... Oh, my God. The 20 is looking at the wall. The 51's looking at the wall, and they're all piled up. And I think the second caution of the night is out.
Yep, caution's out, and you got a pack of 5 heading through. Oh, I'm guessing the game just booted me again because it just showed me everybody on pit road. Oh, lost connection to multiplayer again.
Oh. Hey, guess what? They're all my favorites
I
now.
tell you. I don't know what's going on.
You are on my
it's
favorites.
kind of a good timing with this caution coming out. It looks like Rowdy is going to try pitting. Yeah, Rowdy's going to take it in, see what he can do to expand that lead a little bit more.
Oh, look at that. With a little shake-up out in front. The 11 at CGMX Froze is going to take the lead with the 21 of God Power on the outside of him. Rowdy's going to drop back to third place. I think that's the car we are going to have our eyes on, as I'm sure he's going to be a little aggressive making his way up through the field. The 17 of Aviator is going to be sitting in P4. Sitting there in P5 is going to be the 43 of Jose 720 on the outside of Jose's. Excuse me, is going to be the 40 of Dohar, straight from the Aka Academy. Sitting in P7 is going to be the 37 of Pro Viper, who has a fast car. Just got getting a clean air on the outside of Pro Viper. And P8 is going to be the 42 of More Smoke. And say no farther, is that the 48?
That is the 48.
Of Carroll in P9?
In P9 mid-pack, putting up a fight? Absolutely. But yeah, I think if that 37 gets some clean air, he's either going to have some competition for Rowdy, or he might just check out.
I think Red Dot likes to say, I think you're on Red Dot's internet tonight. Where is Red Dot? Red Dot, why aren't you out here making right turns?
Yeah, I haven't. He was online earlier. I think he might have retired.
I want to ask you how your car is.
He hung up the helmet.
How the car is. Car. Car.
Parked the car in the parking lot.
Can I have the car keys, please?
So with the 11 starting P1, what do you think he's with the
I think the 11 hits the wall. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, CGMX Rose, it'd be interesting to see, what he's like with the clean air. He's very fast on road courses. I know that with the experience, but with the clean air, anything's possible. But that 21 of God Power, the 18 of Rowdy's been class of the field so far as they come down the front stretch. The young gun, CGMX Rose, takes the green flag.
Yep, 21 on the inside of him. Everything's backwards here at the Glen. Kind of see if he cuts him a break or not. But 21's able to take over that spot. 11's going to drop back P2. You got the 17 and the 18 going for P3.
It looks like the 37 of Pro Viper got into the 40 of Dohar, but the biggest loser out of that's going to be the 43 Jose 720. He's going to lose a ton of positions, dropping outside the top 10.
Yep, going through the bus stop, heading towards the carousel. 21's put a little bit of a gap on that 11, a little bit further back to the 18, and then there's that 17 trying to complete the sweep.
I wish I had a replay system because I'd like to look at that 21 of God Power because he cleared the 11 of CGMX Rose. He got a really good launch off the start, and on the inside, if you get that good launch, you're going to clear that guy coming into turn 1. Good launch out of the 21.
Yeah, he definitely had a good launch, but I think the 11 might have cut him a little bit of a break. Thinking they didn't want to go in side by side.
They had a 43 of Jose 720. He's going to rear up the end on the back, and good Lord, who is this? It's going to be the 37 of Pro Viper in the grass down the front stretch, looking like Dan, the lawman out there, mowing, taking his money away from him. That's a tough break for the 37 of Pro Viper, though, as he's got a fast car, and they are side by side up the S's to the bus stop. This is going to be the 12 of, who is this 12?
The 12 is Knights.
Knights, that's right. How can I forget?
Old Knight.
How can I forget?
Yeah.
And good
Lord.
Lord.
Don't forget your crew chief. Yep.
Who is, that's a more smoke with heavy front end damage on his car through the bus stop.
Yeah, Moore's got a lot of damage. The 37's got a lot of damage. The only ones that are kind of clean is really your top 5 or your top 6. The 21, the 11, the 18 of Rowdy, the 17 of I just talked about him a second ago.
The Aviator.
There we go. Yep, and then Doha. So yeah.
Man.
And then you got a pretty good gap a little bit further back.
Yeah, top 3 are pretty much on each other. Looks like Rowdy's starting to reel them in just a bit. Aviator having a good run this time by. Biggest surprise, I think, out of the top 5 is going to be the 40 of Dohar running in 5th. I guess those Aka guys do know how to make right turns, as he's going to have a good run. I'd be interesting to see is if the 40 and 18 can get around each other racing a little bit, A little rivalry last week. 18 dumped the 40. Coming into turn 4 at Pocono towards the end of the race. Let's see if there be any payback from.
Oh, I know that these guys had a lot of words in the garage afterwards, and it looks like at last lap there was 29 to go, and these guys are only running 45 laps tonight, so we're just about halfway there already.
Yeah, that's what I like hearing. HD can go back to bed.
And I can go to work. I'd rather bed, yeah.
Do you really want to go to work? But it looks like the 17 of Aviator is starting to put pressure on Rowdy as they come down the front stretch. 21 of God Power is starting to check out, though, from the rest of the pack as he's got about a 5-car length lead on everyone else. And he's going to look in his mirror and be like, all right, guys, get the racing back there because I'm out to get this checkered flag.
Yeah, 21's definitely distancing himself. Then you got this pack at 3, and then they put a little bit of
I don't even
distance
see
on
who's behind
Dohar.
Yeah, I don't even see who's behind
No.
Dohar.
Let's see. I'll go back through the field a little bit.
I barely even see Dohar.
Yeah.
Oh, and the 17 of Aviator putting a power move on the 18 of Rowdy. Don't know if he gave him the bumper, but if anything is known from last week, if that 18 catches the 17, we'll know exactly what happened. If you can actually look at Rowdy's stream and let me know what happened, that'd actually be great. That's some good detail.
Let's see. It looks like they're actually already past that on the stream. I was watching the actual game footage, but yeah, that was I don't know if the 17 didn't quite break as much as the 18 did or what happened, but yeah, if he catches him, he may show him a carousel.
Good Lord, as the 40 of Dohar is back there watching, he's like, oh boy, I was in this position last week. It's about to go down. Who's winning? Who's winning? It's going to be the 21 of God Power. And speaking of 42 of more smoke, let's just say it's not going the way he wants it. As you look at his front end, looks like it's been through the junkyard about 5 times. But hey, he's still out there making these turns work. If I'm not mistaken, he's probably just inside the top 10, running about 9th place. 88 of D Sigma. Good Lord. As we got a little battle right now between the 51 of String and 43 of Hose. Not 40. Yeah, 43 of Jose 720 going through the bus stop. Good Lord, I need a drink of water. Take it over.
You got it. Yeah, you were asking who was behind the behind 5th place, and that's actually NNR Sigma. So Sigma's having a pretty good run tonight. And yeah, Rowdy actually just put him. He got back by the 17 of the Aviator around the outside, and that because that moved him up. So now I could just see the top 5, which is the 21 of God Power, the 11 of CGMX Rose, the 18 of Rowdy, the 17 of Aviator, and the 40 of JRM Dohar. So I'm going to keep going through the field, see if I can't get a little bit more.
All right, well, here comes the 17.
Distance themselves.
17 of Aviator was looking on the inside of Rowdy as they go through the bus stop. Rowdy is two-wheeling this thing, looking like, I don't really know if I'm going to say that on air, actually, but looking like a drifter out there on the track. Might take off the tires. How about the window take off the tires? I think you kind of know what I'm getting to right there.
Wow, this top 5, I couldn't even see 6th place looking back from
CGMX Rose made a boo-boo, though, it looks like, because Rowdy just called him like it was nothing. Rose had a pretty good gap on 3rd place. Rowdy is now there. Can't forget about the Aviator still sitting back there in 4th place as the 21 of God Power has checked out. He is in the zone, baby. AutoZone. This is brought to you by AutoZone, who's not a sponsor of NNR Racing, so hey.
Yeah, 21's gone. These 3, they've bumped back and forth, and each other taking the other one's line away a little bit. Yeah, these guys are racing hard. I think the 18 wants by the 11 in the worst way. He's got a really fast car. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to catch up to the 21. Boy, the 17 of Aviator is really, really loose.
Yeah, I saw it. He was drifting that bad boy through the bus stop, through the carousel with the wide exit, down the straightaway to the last 2 turns. But the 11 of CGMX Rose had a good bus stop and a carousel. He was able to gap the 18. He's got about 2.5 car length lead on him. Looks like the 21 might be going down pit road right here. No, he's still chugging along.
I'm trying to keep an eye on Rowdy's stream also. His fuel light hasn't come on yet since the last since that one caution. So if he doesn't have to pit yet, I'm guessing the 21 may not either. Although there is always fuel strategy. They should be coming across here with about 25 to go.
Take a glance around the field, see if we got anything going on, any racing, anywhere, anybody. Here's the 12 of the Knights just sitting outside the top 5. And the 18 on Rowdy again is on 2 wheels through the bus stop.
He's pushing it. He is trying to hustle that car as much as he can. But 21, he's probably got about a good, let's see, 21 has 3.5 over CGMX Rose, and Rowdy's only half second behind him. So yeah, they're pushing it. Boy, going back through teammates, the 37 and the 42 of them, more smoke. Their cars look identical. Both of them have their hoods in their face.
Yeah, don't really see any other action out on the track, so we're just going to keep our eyes with the 11, the 18, and now 17 of Aviator sitting back there just a little bit. They've gapped themselves a little bit more on Dohar, but as you said earlier, Dohar might be playing a little fuel strategy here, trying to save a lap or two. It's kind of hard at the Watkins Glen to save one lap, given this track is so big. You got to do a lot of saving, but there goes the 18 of Rowdy, driving it in there yet again through the bus stop. He gets a good turn right there and a carousel. He's going to be right on CGMX Rose's bumper, coming down the straightaway to the last two turns of the lap.
Yeah, the 11 of CGMX Rose and Rowdy, they turned a lot of practice laps together, and during most of it, this was Rowdy's view, with the 11 right in front of him, and the 11's he's competent in everything that he sets up under that car.
It'll be interesting to see if Rowdy's going to use his bumper. We know he's known to do it. He's actually on probation this week, so he might not use the bumper. He's going to go to the inside of CGMX Rose. CGMX Rose is not only going to lose a spot to Rowdy, he's going to lose it to the Aviator as well.
Yeah, the Aviator was able to slide on by also, and then let's see if Rowdy's able to gap these two, and see if Dohar is able to catch up at all. Dohar is just now coming out of.
Do you think this came down from Rowdy? He's like, Rose, if you don't move this thing out of the way, I'm gonna wreck you.
Like you said, he's on probation this week, so he's got to try to keep it as clean as possible. Although next week at Bristol, he's probably glad he's not on probation there.
Don't talk about Bristol, man.
We're all pulling for you, HD. We got you.
Oh man,
we know.
This is gonna be an interesting race. We'll just say that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, caution's out.
Yes, it is. Let's see.
Off this bad boy out.
Looking to see if there's anybody nose first. Half the back,
half of them got nose damage.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell.
42 already had.
88's car actually looks really clean.
Oh, he's clean. He's clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
I tell you, the driver, I'm kind of shocked that's not up towards the front. Outside of the 42 of more smoke's going to be the 51 of String.
Yeah, String had some connection issues last week. It was good to have him up in the booth to get a little bit more insight into what was going on. Not quite sure what he had for tonight. I didn't really get too much of a chance to talk to him in the garage before all this kicked off tonight. But yeah, they're going to take their pace lap and see how it shakes out. 21 God Power and the 18 looked like they stayed right where they were, as long as the 17 of Aviator and the 11 of CGMX Rose. Dohar's right where he was, and it looks like P6 is now the 20 of Ingalls.
God, it's Ingalls. I keep saying he is Snowman.
Yep, Snowman is back in the six.
Yeah, he's in the six now. I knew that.
So let's see if anybody from the back half that still has a clean car is able to do anything with these top guys, or if they just extend that lead again.
Yeah, so we gotta be under 20 laps to go now?
I believe so. As soon as Rowdy comes back to the start finish line, I'll give you a count. But yeah, it's got to be pretty close.
All right, well, Rowdy's got his wish. He's gonna start on the inside of that 21 of God Power. If he can get a good jump like God Power did the last time to clear CGMX Rose, I mean, those two were running pretty much identical lap times. They weren't gapping each other when they had both the clean air. It was only when God Power got out front, Rowdy was trying to fight through traffic, finally got by the 17 of the Aviator and Rose, but now they're going to be starting side by side. You expect Rowdy to push this thing a little deeper, especially getting this late into the race.
I really don't know. He showed a lot of patience right there with the 11. He waited for the 11 to make a mistake. That might have been why he was so close to his bumper, kind of pushing him along like you'd push someone down the highway. But yeah, it'd be kind of curious to see what he does with 21 of God power.
I think we can go in the blippy cam here as they're going to go back down the front stretch to the checkered line. God Power is going to be starting in P1. The 18 of Rowdy on the inside. Let's take a green yet again at Watkins, Glen. And we are underway with Rowdy getting a pretty decent jump. He's still on the inside of the 21. He's going to drive it in there a little farther maybe than expected. Aviator's going to get to the outside of the 18. He's going to move up to P2. And there's the 40 of Dohar side by side with the 11 of CGMX Rose.
Yeah, you wanted a lap count. There was 17 to go. So yeah, they are definitely winding down to the finish. And there's that 17. He won Sonoma earlier in the season. He wants the season sweep of the road course. Although he still has one more to go. They still have the Roval in the chase. So we'll see about that. But 21's out front, 17, 18, and the 11 of CGMX Rose, followed by Dohar. So not much has really changed. It's still the same top 5, but they're all a little bit closer to each other.
Yeah, but the one thing that's key is that 21's got the clean air. Let's see what the 17 of the Aviator can do during this run. We know the 18 of Rowdy is fast. In a matter of time, if he can get around the 17, there's a little gap between Rowdy and CGMX Rose, as Rose has got Dohar all over his bumper. Dohar's got the 20 of Ingalls all over his bumper going down into turn 1.
Yep, right behind them, you mentioned earlier, the string, the 51 of String, the 37 of Pro Viper, the 42 of Remorse Smoke. He's really having some handling issues tonight.
Man.
But they're going 2 by 2, or a couple of these guys through the S's. It's going to shake out with about 15 to go here next lap.
I don't know what just happened, but the 20 of Ingalls just pulled a power move on the 40 of Dohar through the S's right there. Just flat out cleared him. Coming up the top of the hill, he had a great run through there. Maybe Dohar might be doing that little field strategy. Might be saving here just a bit to make it to the end of the race on no stop. No stop strategy. Let's go ahead and bounce back up. Here's the 17 of the Aviator. He's going to wash out ride. The 18 of Rowdy's going to follow him as he's all over the Aviator's bumper. He's saying, beep, beep. You want to move for me, buddy? As we come down into turn 1, let's see if the 18 is going to force the issue. He's going to look to the inside. 17 is going to block him. We know last week, if you block me, I'm wrecking you. And 17 is going to pull a hell of a crossover on the 18 of Rowdy right there.
Yeah, Rowdy definitely got into one hotter than he wanted to. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Boy, that would have been interesting. See if those two would have brought out one more caution. But I don't know if Dohar is actually going to do anything with fuel strategy. The 43 hasn't really been able to close in much on him. They're both going through the bus stop and the carousel right now.
Man, I think I just want to go back to that turn 1 between the 17 and the 18 of Rowdy, as the 18 of Rowdy is starting to catch the 17 again. The 18 is faster than the 17, if I'm not mistaken, as we got a little side-by-side action back there for 4th place between the 11 of CGMX Rose and the 20 of Ingalls, starting to make his way up to the field, as Ingalls is going to give Rose a little bump through the corner. Coming down the front stretch, that's going to help Rose out just a bit. He's going to open up to about a car length and a half lead on the 20 of Ingalls. But, man, there's battles all over the track right now because the 18 is starting to catch the 17.
Whoa, so the 11 really swung wide, got into the wall. That's going to allow Ingalls to get by. It's going to allow the 40 of Dohar to possibly check on the inside, but thought better of it. And they're going to stay single file going up through the S's.
Yeah, the 11's got a little left side damage. Nothing too serious. Shouldn't hurt him too bad. He's probably not even at 99% aero, as we're going to jump back up to the battle for 2nd place between the 17 of the Aviator and the 18 of Rowdy. Man, is Rowdy going to give him the bumpers? Well, I want to see Rowdy catch him, because I just want to see what Rowdy's going to do. I just want to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, Rowdy is now 0.6 seconds behind, and let's see if Rowdy's able to get into this braking zone a little bit better than the Aviator, see if he makes up any time. It looks like the Aviator swung it a little bit wider than Rowdy did. Rowdy's now exactly 0.5 off, going into the last turn, going to head down the straightaway. Not only will I give you a lap count, but I'll give you a time differential between the two as they head into turn one. And it's at 13 to go. Rowdy is 0.4, 0.3. Wow, he got a much better jump off turn one than his 17 did. 17 looking like he's a little squirrely, and they're going to head up through the S's.
It looks like the 17 of the Aviator. I stand corrected. It looks like the 18 of Rowdy had a little better. S's right there as they're coming down to the bus stop. Rowdy's going to close that gap just that much more. And the man is still on two wheels through the bus stop. Good Lord knows how he's going to be able to hold on to that bad boy, but through the carousel, again, it looks like Rowdy's going to be just a tad stronger. 17 of Aviator is going to wash all the way out to the grass, where Rowdy's able to keep that thing just a little tighter. Still in the draft of the 17 as they're coming down to the final two turns of this lap with 16 to go this time by, if I'm not mistaken. No, probably less than 15.
Yeah.
Oh, 17 is going to make a huge mistake. Hard into the wall. He's going to hit the 20 of Ingalls. Ingalls is down pit road.
I don't see a caution out. They're going to stay green.
Huge mistake out of the 17 of the Aviators. The 17 of the Aviators going to wash out even farther out towards the wall. CGMX Rose and Jose 720 pulling a power move on the 11.
And while all that's going on, now the 18, he doesn't have any cars to worry about. All he's got to do is set his sights on that 21 of God Power, see if he can catch him, and see what he's got to be able to make that pass.
A little surprise there right there. The 11 of CGMX Rose didn't look to the inside of Jose. He had the run on him. I think he should have took that through the bus stop. The laps are starting to wind down. I think you're a little too far out to work together to catch the leaders. I think you had that opportunity. He should have took it right there, because now that 43's got easily a 5+ car length lead on him.
Yeah, 43's just about a full second over Rose, and you got Dohar 7 seconds off the leader. So yeah, these four, if they're going to try to do anything, I think they're really just hoping for a caution. Yeah,
Dohar's now side by side with the 11 of CGMX. CGMX Rose checks up yet. He's checking up again.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what's going on with the 11 of Rose. He might be trying to save fuel to make it to the end, as the 17 of Aviator is going to get by the 40 of Dohar. He's got it gathered back up. You know he is heated in that driver's seat right now. But something is up with the 11 of CGMX Rose. We definitely got to keep an eye on this as the race goes on.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious why the 11 would just pull over. That's not like him at all. I mean, he's fast. He's got a great setup every time they hit the track. I've never seen him pull over on a straightaway to boot, unless they just being cautious going into one. They didn't want to cause any issues for the leaders. They wanted to try to keep it green.
Going back here to the leader, the 21 of God Power. He's going to have to work with lap traffic here in a minute. He's got the 20 of Ingalls up in front of him after getting forced down pit road. No caution, ruined his top 5 finish of the night, but there is the 18 of Rowdy. I don't think he's closing fast enough to get there before the end of the race. That's the only thing.
Yeah, Rowdy's got about a 2.5 second deficit, but I tell you what, he's cutting that down. At the start finish line, it was 2.5. Coming up through the S's, he's at an even 2 seconds even. Check that, 1.8. So yeah, he's running him down. I just don't know if he'll have enough time.
He's a cooking and a booking. If we get a lap count next time by, that'd be great, as well as possibly fuel mileage. Fuel mileage might be playing into this.
Yep, he actually just went through his menus, but I didn't get a chance to check on that. Yeah, he's 1.8 back from God Power now. He's got He's got 7 laps left in the tank, and as soon as he comes by the start-finish line, I'll give you a lap counter. Man, I think it's going to be tight. I really think it's going to be tight.
And that's probably what's going on with the 11 of CGMX Rose, possibly saving some fuel to make it to the end.
Yep, and he's at the start-finish line right now. 9 to go and 7 laps left in the tank.
2 laps.
Yep.
Gonna have to save
2 laps.
2 to 3 laps, 2.5, probably 3 laps, because that thing's probably gonna click here
at the Glen.
till 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Let's look at CGMX Rose just to see where he's at. He's dropped way off the pace, off the 17, off the 40. He's going with the fuel strategy, trying to save it till the end. Just don't know if it's gonna be possible.
Yeah, but if anybody would try that, I figured Dohar would, and it doesn't really look like he's let up all that much. I wonder if maybe Rowdy tried something, maybe thinking there would be another caution, and only took maybe a can or so to stay up towards the front of the pack. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Well, right now, it's the top 3 saying it's going to be the 21 of God Power, the 18 of Rowdy in P2, and a 43 of Jose. 720 sitting in P3 right here. P4 is going to be the 40 of Dohar, straight from the Aka Academy. Right behind Dohar is going to be the 17 of Aviator, and you know Aviator is heartbroken after coming up to that last turn. Clip the apron, head-on collision with the wall. Having a good bounce back, though, being able to stay inside the top 5, and the 11 of CGMX Rose is still dropping off the pace, trying to save laps.
Yeah, not only is Rose, but I stand corrected with Dohar. He's fallen back now 10 seconds from the leader, and he hasn't had any issues. You pretty much know what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, almost guaranteed what's going on. As
Yep.
it looks like, is that the 18 of Rowdy? Did he catch him? No, that's the 48 of Carroll.
18 of Rowdy just took, I'm not sure what that, coming through the bus stop, he went really, really wide. I'm not sure if he hit something, maybe a rumble strip bat or what, but he's back moving again.
Well, we know the man's been on 2 wheels to the bus stop more times than not tonight. There's a 24 Coey up in the wall, up the S's. He's able to gather that thing up. No caution out for that. It's a good piece of driving out of the 24 car. Here's the 6 of Heated Snowman. Been calling the 20 Heated Snowman all night. It looks like he's going to bounce. I don't know. He's liable to go a lap down here, it looks like, because the 21 Ingalls is in his rear view mirror.
Yep, 21's coming up pretty quick. And the 21 looks like he might have just put a lap on the 48 of Carroll. And next time by, I'll check in. It's probably going to be about 6 to go. So I'd be really curious to see if anybody's been able to do anything with their fuel. I don't think so. I think everybody's going to have to take a splash and go.
I just don't see how you can save 2.5 laps at the Glen.
No.
Unless you had a shift. If you had the shifter, it'd be a little easier because you just pop that thing in neutral through all the turns. I can see that working, but I know CGMX Rose is on a controller. Dohar's on a controller. And then Aviator, I'm pretty sure, is on a controller. I don't think anyone in here uses a wheel and shifter. I think this wheel is probably 95% controller league. But as we look up ahead of the 21 of God Power, the 20 of Ingalls is going to hit the wall a little bit as they're going to get side by side up there. Ingalls is not liking that picture. He's like, please, guys, don't wreck each other. Good Lord, do not wreck.
Yep, 18 just came across the start-finish line. He's got 5 laps of fuel and 6 laps to go, so he might have been able to save a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
He was 2 laps shy earlier.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that's why he's staying here behind Carroll, figuring the 21 might keep going, flat out. And 18 might be able to save just a little bit.
No, I think 18 made quick work of the 48 car through the bus stop. I'll tell you what, that's a good piece of driving between both drivers because I was starting to grip my controller a little harder there. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. But they made it work. That's good driving out of the 48 of Carroll. And Rowdy through the bus stop as Rowdy is starting to track back down to 21 of God Power. Just not a lot of laps left. He's not going to be able to do it if this thing goes green unless the man was able to save 2.5 laps. But if he just started saving, that means the 11 and all them guys already saved that amount.
Yeah, the 11 he's actually not even in the top 5. Your top driver right now is God Power, obviously Rowdy. You got Jose 720 in that 43, Dohar in the 40, and the Aviator in the 17. But Aviator's 10.5 back. So yeah, they've been trying to save a little fuel. I don't see it as being enough though.
Yeah, actually, Jose 720 is going to drop behind Dohar right there. Jose 720 had a pretty big lead on Dohar. Now Dohar's got it back. You're wondering, did he possibly save that, and he's on the go. He's hitting the gas pedal.
Let's see. I'm waiting on a lap here. 18's definitely throttled it back. He was, going 150, 160 coming off the carousel. He was at 130 right there. So he is definitely saving.
He might be in that 1 gear higher. Instead of dropping it down to second gear, he might be staying that bad boy in third, possibly fourth gear. If it was fourth gear, then he's definitely in saving mode if he's staying in fourth gear through the turns. And that could save you quite a bit of gas if you keep those rev limiters low. That's what's going to save. And I think Dohar saved enough because he started to check out from the 17.
All right, I'll try to catch up here with Dohar and see what kind of moves he's able to make. Ooh, 20's 24's cutting the grass there. As 6 was right behind him going through the bus stop. 48 Carroll's. Tell you what, he's got a really clean car still.
Yeah, he was running inside the top 10 early on. Might have gotten a little trouble, pushed out of the racing groove, and just wasn't able to recover from there. But, man, we're getting down to the wire. We got to be under 5 laps to go.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be. Estimated fuel on the 18 car is 2 laps. He's coming through the second to last corner now. He's going to be turning onto the front stretch. And I'm guessing he's probably got to be like right on the button. 2 laps of fuel and 3 to go, I'm going to guess. Yep, exactly.
3 to go, so he's 1 lap short.
Yep.
Woo! This is going to get interesting right here.
Yep. I'd probably try to get to a cam somewhere around the entrance of pit road and see what happens, because they've all got to be just as close.
Well, I'll tell you what, because he was 2 laps short, now he's 1. Dohar saved those 2 laps by now. You know the 21 the 21 of God Power wasn't saving. He's got that thing pedal to the metal, I think.
Yeah, no, the 21. I'm actually looking forward. I'll be looking for him to hit pit road for us.
Actually, Rowdy is catching the 21. So 21 might be in save mode now, but it's probably just a little too late.
It's too late.
It's way too late as we're going to go around this corner right here. Let's see if he jumps down pit road this time by. He's going to continue that bad boy out there. So is the 18 of Rowdy. Looking back a little farther, that might be Dohar back there in third place.
Yeah, I don't see how or why these guys would stay out. Would you jeopardize running out of fuel on a 2.5 mile road course, never mind an oval, and run out of gas? That kills. That's just a DNF waiting to happen.
I think at this point they finally realized, possibly, like, hey, we lost this race. If we don't get a caution, we're going to lose anyway, because those guys behind us probably saved the fuel. So they're probably thinking, like, we got to stay out as far as we can and pray that someone messes up and a caution comes up to save our race. I mean, because if it doesn't, we're going to finish in last place anyway. So I think they're praying. But, yeah, this time by, they should be coming down pit road.
Yep, I'm on the 21 of God Power right now with the 18, and the 18 is making up time on him. So I'm curious to see if the 21 ducks on a pit road for a splash of fuel, no tires, and gets out as quick as he can. But you got to watch getting on the pit road speeding. I think they're going to keep it on track.
They're going to keep it on track, chugging it along. It's the last lap right here, right? White flag?
I'm checking right now. Yeah, 1 lap to go, and his fuel light just came on.
Oh, Rowdy's good.
That'll be interesting to see if he's actually, or maybe it came on and I didn't see it. It kind of blends in with that M&M's hood of his.
Well, I'll tell you what, this 21 looks like he's going super slow.
Kind of see if he reels him in. 21's through the.
Oh, the 18 is coming
cleanly. Oh yeah, 18's definitely coming.
Only problem is he's only got about 4 turns to get there.
18 is moving. You think that 21 might be sputtering?
He's coming down the straightaway here to the last 2 turns of the race at Watkins Glen. 18 Rowdy's going to dive it in there. He's about 2 car lengths out. Just don't think he's going to be able to get there as they're coming out of the final turn. At 21, a God Power is going to win it. 18 on Rowdy in second place. And who's in third?
Third is a little far back. Rowdy doesn't have that up on his screen. I think it's actually going to work out to be Dohar if the finishing order on the game is right. Yep, it'll be Dohar and then CGMX Rose.
Nice, that's going to round out.
What a finish. Yeah, that kind of reminded me of Chase Elliott and MTJ a couple years or last. Not quite sure if they're going to run out, and then Martin Truex Jr. did run out, and Chase went on.
Goes to show you we have no clue what we're talking about up in the booth.
Just winging it. Just winging it.
We don't know what the hell we're talking about. Good race, though. Good race. That was fun.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
I'll tell you what, man. The move of the race, in my opinion, though, was the 17 of Aviator on the 18 of Rowdy, pulling that crossover on him coming out of turn one. That was just a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. Glad I was able to catch that.
Yeah, all that passing and a couple bumps here and there, but for the most part, a clean race. It'll be curious to see if anybody's got any issues as they get back into the garage tonight. But I don't see it happening. I think Cody's going to have a pretty easy night tonight.
Yeah. We got Rose.
I agree.
Rose finished top 3.
12, it was a great race. What's that?
Rose finished top 3.
Rose, he's in fourth.
All right, well, there's God Power, your race winner. Going to wait for Rowdy.
Yep.
We're going to wait for Rowdy in third place, straight from the ACA Academy, Dohar.
Thanks, JC. I appreciate that, sir.
Repeat Reporter of the Year. I don't know, man. We don't know what the hell we're talking out here. We're like, God Power's going to run out. Rowdy's going to run out. CGMX Rose is saving fuel. Oh, Rose is in here. Rose, what the hell are you doing out there on track? Letting everybody by.
I really thought they weren't going to make it because they started saving with 6 to go. I was like, 2 laps? You're going to save 2 laps with 6 to go? But they did it.
Well, that's what I thought, too. That's what we thought up in here, up in the booth. It's like, no way.
Yep. It was Rowdy was showing, 7 laps to go and 5 laps of fuel, and all of a sudden he had 3 laps to go and 2 laps of fuel. Then it was 1 and 1, and his fuel light came on and he made it around. So good for Rowdy too.
All right, Rowdy's here, just waiting for the ACA man himself.
Wonder if it's Dohar's first time in the booth.
Yeah, his first time. His very first top 3 here in NNR.
Yeah.
You guys should be ashamed of yourself. Let that man finish top 3. As Rowdy would say. All right, man, we're just going to get underway. Forget this. Rowdy, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Brother, man, there's a few times out there, especially you at the 17. I was like, oh, boy, it's about to go down. He blocked him down the front stretch into turn 1. You sailed that thing in there, but I think the 17 saw that thing coming because he pulled a heck of a crossover on you. How was the car out there? You had a fast machine. Do you think you were equal to God Power, a little less? You should have won that thing, should have moved him out the way, should have gave him the front bumper?
The lobby was a little tight that race. I wasn't expecting it to be tight. I thought it would be looser, so I couldn't really run my car that hard, especially going through the bus stop. And for some reason, it just kept downshifting me to second, going into the bus stop every couple times, which was weird, really weird. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, maybe that's why I saw you up on 2 wheels to the bus stop for 50% of the race. You're like on 2 wheels through the whole bus stop, and then you turn, and then you're on the other 2 wheels. I was like, good Lord, some drifters out there would be highly impressed with your skills going to the bus stop about 160 miles an hour doing that. You should have took off one of your wheels. That would have been a little bit more impressive. But, hey, it's a good, strong finish for you. Second place. Probably a little disappointed I'm not mistaken. You're like, I'm going to go out there and win this bad boy. But God Power had other plans. Pete, why don't you go ahead and take God Power?
God Power, you got me?
Yep.
Man, I don't really talk to you all that much during practices and, seeing what you got before the race, but you put on a pretty good show tonight. How were you able to save the fuel, keep the pace and the momentum you had going, and bring it home in P1 tonight?
Well, that fourth gear is a magical thing, let me tell you. I was just riding around the last 7 or 8 laps in the fourth gear the entire way, so it's really all it was. Nothing much to it.
So no downshifting for you. Fourth gear all the way around for the last 7 laps or so? How'd you save that much fuel?
Well, you naturally save about a lap or two under green, running, pushing hard.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just going to save more when you're lowering your RPMs, so it's not really that hard to save at a road course, I guess.
That's a pretty big track, uphill, downhill, round, the brakes, gas. But hey, you did it. I believe that's your second win of the season.
Yep, second one. My home track.
There you go. Some more points going towards the chase, which is just a few weeks away. So congrats on that win tonight, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I tell you what, Pete. God Power just pretty much said it. We have no clue what the hell we're talking about up in the booth. No clue, but that's okay.
Yeah.
They do it in real NASCAR. Guys, this has been another broadcast of the NNR Racing League. Right turn style. Make sure to tune in next week as the boys head to Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. And until next time, HG is going to go resume his nap, possibly bed, and we'll see you on the track. Peace.